Welcome back everyone, my name's Edmund, and today we're continuing the complete Yu Zhong guide. If you haven't watched the first part yet, I highly recommend checking it out before watching this one because everything we're covering today builds on those basics. In this video, we're going to talk about Yu Zhang's passive, combos, ultimate, and item build. I'll also explain why I build certain items, when you should replace them, and which combos I personally use in real ranked matches. Let's start with the item build. The build you're seeing on the screen is the one I usually play with. These are mostly damage-focused items, but that doesn't mean they're the perfect build for every single game. Mobile Legends is all about adapting. Every match is different, and every enemy lineup requires different decisions. I build these items because they match my playstyle and let me carry fights more easily. If you want to try this build, feel free to test it, but don't expect it to work in every situation. One mistake many players make is building the exact same items every match. Sometimes your opponents buy counter items, and sometimes one of your own items simply loses value in the late game. When that happens, don't be afraid to sell it and replace it with something that fits the current match. You might also notice that I usually don't buy boots on Yu Zhong. The reason is simple: I want as much damage as possible. However, if I'm playing against heroes with high mobility or enemies that constantly run away, then I do buy boots because movement speed helps me reach them much faster. Now let's move on to skill 1. As you can see, the outer edge of skill 1 deals much more damage than the inner part. This is one of the most important mechanics every Yu Zhong player should learn. If you only hit enemies with the center of the skill, your damage will be much lower. But if the outer edge connects, you'll deal significantly more damage while also gaining passive stacks much faster. This mechanic works against enemy heroes, jungle monsters, turtles, lords, and even minions. Now watch carefully. When I use skill 2 through the minion wave before hitting Zilong, I recover a huge amount of HP and instantly complete all 5 passive stacks. That's because every enemy hit contributes to Yu Zhang's passive. This is why experienced Yu Zhong players always try to fight around minion waves whenever possible. Let me clear these minions first because they're getting in the way. Now let's talk about blade armor. I only built it here as an example. I wanted to show you that sometimes building a defensive counter item is better than building another damage item. You lose a little damage, but in return you become much harder to kill, you survive longer during team fights, and your sustain becomes much stronger. Now pay attention to the damage numbers. Compared to before, my damage has increased by around 300 to 400 points. Why? Look at the bottom of the screen. You'll notice the War Axe stacks and other temporary buffs. These stacks increase your physical attack for a short period of time. As long as they're active, your skills deal more damage. Once they expire, your attack returns to its normal value. Here's another important thing that many players misunderstand. When Yu Zhang's passive is fully activated, your skills do not gain bonus damage. Instead, your passive activates more consistently, allowing you to heal much more while continuously damaging nearby enemies. This is what makes Yu Zhang so difficult to fight, especially in the early game. Now let's talk about combos. One of the easiest early game combos is Skill 3 Petrify Skill 1. This combo deals excellent damage and usually lets you win short trades. Yu Zhang actually has several different combos depending on the situation. There are normal combos, chasing combos, ultimate combos, and teamfight combos. The combo I'm using here is the one I personally use most often because it's very effective against heroes that can either burst me down instantly or escape before I finish them. Against mobile heroes like Cici, Paquito, and Julian, this combo works extremely well because it gives them very little time to react. Against fighters like Tamuz or Lapu Lapu, I usually play more patiently. Instead of using every skill immediately, I save one ability to dodge their dangerous skills or wait until they've already committed to the fight. Timing is just as important as mechanics. Another thing I prefer is using Hunter Strike instead of boots in many matches. This item increases my damage significantly, sometimes by around 300 to 400 extra damage, while also giving me movement speed after dealing damage, making it much easier to chase enemies. Remember, no item build is perfect for every game. Learn to adapt, understand your enemies, and change your build whenever necessary. That's one of the biggest differences between average players and experienced players. And that's it for today's guide. I hope you learned something useful. If this video helped you improve your Yu Zhong gameplay, don't forget to subscribe to the channel because more Mobile Legends guides are on the way. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.